Who did most of the talking in your class?
Teacher did.
The teacher did a lot of the talking.
Did you ever get to work with your classmates very much?
Not that I remember. We did not have tables where you sit as groups. You had your own individual desk, and your teacher stood at the front of the room, and they taught, and you took notes, and there wasn't a lot of communication.
We had to do a lot of independent work, a lot more independent work than you did in most classes when I was in school.
When we read, they had a big book, and everyone read together. And it was see, Jane, run. It was Jane and Spot and all of that. And everyone had the same book, and we just read out of one book. We didn't have all the different books that you have today.
One example would be we did a lot of worksheets. I mean, you just had a lot of papers, and you just sat and you practiced writing, and you practiced. You know, you would have a textbook for every subject, and you had to just read and answer questions. You did not work with your classmates. And there wasn't any much hands-on like there is today.
We didn't get to make decisions about things that we wanted to learn, or if we wanted to work, how we wanted to work, or if we wanted to work in groups, or by ourselves, or with a partner, or what strategy we wanted to use. They didn't say, what was your strategy? No one asked me what strategy. They taught me one strategy, and that's all. That's what we did, and that was the only way we did it.
So like in math, you would only use like the algorithm?
That's right. That was it.
My dad
Just that's all it was. It was just the algorithm, and we teach the algorithm, and that's the only way that they taught us to do it, and that's the only way we were supposed to do it, and that was it.
Did the teachers now ever pull you to assess you on things you've learned?
Like
That's a good
tests?
question. That's a good question. No, I never remember we had a whole class test, whole class instruction.
Have you noticed any changes in the technology?
Oh, yes, definitely. There was no
Maybe
computers in the classrooms.
Yes, there really wasn't technology back there. Back then, the only technology that we had was an overhead projector. And that was it. Do you know what an overhead projector is? No. It's kind of like your document camera works now, but not nearly as cool.
So there wasn't like a smart board or anything?
No, there was not.
Do you use the 4 C's or just only the 3 R's?
Just the 3 R's.
Reading, writing, and arithmetic, which is math. It's really arithmetic, but everybody called it arithmetic.
I would say we did reading, writing, and arithmetic is pretty much what we did every day.
So you didn't communicate as much as today?
Definitely not. We pretty much worked by ourselves. Then we would report. We would get up and recite things in front of the class.
Like you use both the 4 C's and the 3 R's so that a student can get a job and succeed in life.
Creativity is the ability to get something out of almost nothing. It's important to be creative to help you solve problems in everyday life. It would be easiest to be creative if you were a scientist, to create medicines and to help predict the weather and things like that.
Critical thinking is when you look at problems in a new way and you connect your learning to the different subjects. To be able to question things, you need critical thinking because in life and your jobs, you need to be able to look at problems in a new way. The teachers at Dana help you think critically by not only teaching it to you, but letting you use your different resources such as textbooks and the internet. When I grow up, I want to be a lawyer. When you're a lawyer, you have to be able to fight against the judge and the other person you're fighting against, and you have to think, what am I going to say to get this person to not be guilty? And I'm good at arguing.
Communication is to be able to share your thoughts and not being afraid that you can say whatever you want, kind of. Like in the beginning of the year, our teacher, he asked us a very hard question, and I couldn't solve it by myself. But since we were at my table, somebody started with an idea, then somebody else had an idea. We were communicating to each other, and then we eventually solved the problem.
Dana helps you collaborate because they don't put us at desks, they put us at tables, so your teacher can be like, talk to your partner about what I just said, and you can be able to do that, or he can say talk to your table and you can work, collaborate.
That's right.
Work together.
You know the saying, 2 heads are better than one? So that's collaboration.
And that saying is actually true. If one person makes a mistake, the other person will catch that mistake and hopefully fix it.
That means that if you work together, you'll get things done faster and you'll get them done right.
So if you're like working on a project for your community, you have to be able to work work together.
I think like schools are giving us challenges to embrace the 4 C's because we had to do collaboration, critical thinking. We had to help each other. We had to have communication and creativity.
Maybe we could add like another C. It could be challenges, because like challenges are like a way, like so that you can get ready for like the next step. Because if you pass a challenge, you can go to the next one, to the next one.
It's collaboration.
Collaboration.
You say
Because that's Italian.
Jinx, you both owe me sodas.